One aspect of driving is that you are forced to share the road with immature drivers. For example, I leave my work around 11:30 on the weekends. This is normally not a problem. The roads are usually clear due to the time of night, and I just drive home as normal. However, there have been times that immature drivers such as teens or younger college students will be out trying to get to some party. Normally this wouldn't bother me, but on some occasions when I'm driving home, I have difficulties that I have to face. These difficulties can occur when I'm driving at a safe speed and some immature drivers are behind me, and instead of just switching to another lane, they decide to drive as close to the back of my car as they can. The immature driver believes that I will speed just so that they can go faster in this lane, but this is not the case. With that said, the young driver usually ends up switching to the lane next to me and yelling some inappropriate phrase. This ends up angering me and tempts me to do something that isn't wise, but fortunately I have matured enough to not stoop to such a level. With all this said, I would like to educate people on the difficulties that immature drivers force mature, safe driving members of society to go through, and the restrictions that society have placed on immature drivers such as teenagers in order to combat this epidemic. Waiting to get your permit can be an exciting time for young drivers. The first thing is for you to get your provisional permit before you do anything else. A license is labeled provisional if the person is under the age of 18. The provisional license carries more restrictions than a normal license that a person that is 18 and over would have. Unfortunately, immature drivers are allowed to change their driving permit into a driving license by the time they are 16, as long as they have met the driving and classroom requirements. Also, you must have held your permit in the same state for at least 1 year. Younger teenage drivers must also complete a driver's education class, as referred to as driver's ed. The final requirement is to have 50 hours of completed practice time with an adult that is 25 years of age or older. There must also be 6 hours of completed professional driver training by selecting one of many Texas driving schools. The adult must sign off and log all 50 hours of time, and then of those 50 hours, a portion must be done during the night. A young driver with a provisional driver's license has a couple of restrictions. The first restriction is that you are not allowed to drive between midnight and 5 in the morning. The main reason behind this restriction is because young drivers are considered more dangerous, so it is best to not let them drive late at night to protect other drivers. Only family members are allowed to ride in the vehicle during the first 6 months of your provisional license. After the first 6 months has passed, you are allowed one passenger who is not a family member to ride in the vehicle you are driving. Once you have had your license for 1 year, you are allowed up to 3 passengers who are under the age of 21, and who are not family members to ride in the vehicle you are driving. In conclusion, drivers are better informed on the hazards that immature drivers cause on the roadway, but also the restrictions that are placed on them in hopes to make them more mature.